Srimad. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki, Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Prem Shri Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Mayapur Dham ki, Ganga Maya Yamuna Maya ki, Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi ki, Hari Nam Sankirtan ki. Oh, glories assembled devotees, oh, glories assembled devotees, oh, glories assembled devotees, oh, glories to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, oh, glories Srila Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namni, Namaste Saraswati Devi. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada Lada Dayane.
Pralada Lada Dayane.
Hiranyakasi Purvakshaha.
Hiranyakasi Purvakshaha.
So what day is this? This is day 3.
This is
Day 4. Which day Parikrama is it?
this is 5 day.
50. Oh, day 5. Oh, time goes so fast. Okay, this ashram is in Navadwip. And on the way, when we go out, we'll pass. There's a place which they say Janu Muni's ashram was there. There's nothing there, but it just, you know, that's the place where his ashram was. Oh, so we're going to see Saranga Murari's Shripad. Saranga Murari, it's a very small temple. There are 3 sets of deities there, Radha Krishna deities of Shivananda Sen's deities, Vasudev Datta's deities, and Saranga Murari's deities. So difficult to get in, you know, we're so many people and the temple is not very big. So, you know, if you get darshan, you're lucky. Don't spend too long in front of the deities because so many of devotees moving. So we have to keep moving. So Saranga Murari's place is there, and then round the back.
Vasudev Datta's home was there.
The Vasudev Datta, his home, his birthplace, so his place was there. Right? Yeah, there's nothing there now, but then we'll go to... And just nearby is Vrindavan Das Thakur's birthplace. Oh, we're moving into Navadwip. Mamagachi. Mamagachi is where Saranga Murari's temple is. Mamagachi. Famous place. Devotees like to go Mamagachi. From Mayapur, it's not very far across the Ganga. Mamagachi. So you'll hear about Saranga Thakur and Murari, and then we'll hear about Vrindavan Das Thakur. We'll have breakfast probably there, Vrindavan Das Thakur's place. The Katha will be there, Vrindavan Das Thakur's place. And maybe some devotees will come to give some Katha.
Go to Arkatina after breakfast. Then while going to Kutapur, Mahapur and Vaikuntapur,
Yeah. After breakfast, then we're going to what's it? Arkatila. Arkatila, where the sun god is worshipped. Right? And we have a piece of land there, but it's not very big. It's just a piece of land, you know. There's nothing constructed there really, but it's a land which we purchased. We're just waiting on you to give some money, you know. So when you donate, we'll build, Mayapur will build something in the future. And there's other places on the way. There's where the Pandavas, Vaikuntapur and Mahatpur. Vaikuntapur and Mahatpur. Somewhere there. I don't know where, but...
on the way, the left side it is there. I'll show you. It's not like place.
Again, there's nothing there. There's nothing constructed, you know, there's no place, but we're told that this is Mahatpur and this is Vaikuntapur, and where will we speak about these things? When we're at Arkatila. Are we going to have Katha Arkatila? At Arkatila we'll stop, we'll have some Katha there, and we'll tell you about Vaikuntapur and Mahatpur, what happened there. Oh, and the camp is at a place called Pratap Nagar. We have land there also. It's a bigger place, it's like a farm. Initially the land was purchased to provide wood for the construction of the TOVP. anyway, we still have that land, and there's some family live there. Some devotee family are living there on the land and take care of the land, and some cows are there. It's a bigger place, nice place, and it's not very far away from Ganga. So in the afternoon, if you like, you can go to Ganga, take a Ganga snan.
And we can go to Navadwip. Then we go to Koladwip. Night stay in Koladwip.
Oh, that camp is in Koladwip. Again, we're moving back into Navadwip town, so it's Koladwip there.
But we are moving three.
So 3 islands covered today, right? This is Janadwip. Then we're going to Modadrumadwip, where Vrindavana Thakur's place is. And then we'll go to the camp, which is in Kolhapur. Koladwip.
Hare Krishna. So book distribution score as follows. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami.
Alright. So we'll be leaving same time, 6 o'clock, right? 5:45, 6 o'clock. Yeah? And put your stuff back where you got it. And you like the camp here? Yeah, it's a nice camp here. Okay, Tulsi Puja. Vrindaye Tulsi Devaye Priyaye Kesavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavacha Namo Namah Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Vrindaye Tulsi Devaye Priyaye Kesavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavacha Namo Namah Vrindaye Tulasi Devaye Priyaye Kesavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavacha Namo Namaha Tulsi Maharani Ki. Now let us offer our respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnavas of the Lord, who are just like desired trees, who can fulfill the desires of everyone, and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ananta Koti Vaishnavindiki.
Hare Krishna, just reading the translation. The first line, Kabe Hami.
Next we will hear from Mohan Rup Prabhu. He's going to speak to us about the process here in Modadrumadwip, which is Dasya. So one of the places, I hope you had the opportunity to go there to see Vasudev Datta's place, the land which is where Vasudev Datta used to perform this bhajan. So we're going to hear about Vasudev Datta from His Holiness Navadwip. Thank you, Maharaj. Now, next speaker, we're going to hear from His Holiness Ambarish Maharaj. He's going to tell us about Saranga Thakur, whose temple we just visited before coming here. Speaker, we will hear from His Holiness Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj. Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj preaches in South India. His base anyway is in South India. He's building a big temple there, Coimbatore. And in the future, open. So he's powerful preacher.
এই মাইকম্যান কোথায় আছে? তাড়াতাড়ি আসো।
মাইকের কাছে চলে আসো। মাইকের কাছে চলে আসো। মাইকের কাছে চলে আসো।
মাইকম্যান এসছে?
মাইকের কাছে চলে আসো।
মাইকের কাছে চলে আসো।
Thank you very much, Bhaktivinoda Swami Maharaj. Now we're going to have some message from Srila Jatadaka Swami Maharaj. Jatadaka Swami Maharaj message. Huh? Didn't get the message. Okay, the message is delayed a bit. We're going to have drama.
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ है अमित गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनाद बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनाद बंधु लोकेनाथ लोकेर जीवना लीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावनो लीला प्रभुपाद अमर जीवना आहा प्रभु करो दया जय हमारे पद थया प्रभु पाद करो दया जय हमारे पद थया भुवनो प्रभु भुवाना लीला प्रभु पाद तेरा जीवनो प्रभु पादो लीला प्रभु पादो नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी
So those who were fortunate, they would get darshan of the deities there. Not very easy to get in. And round the back was the bhajan place. Coming out of the temple of Saranga Murari, there was the land, the piece of land which is said to be the bhajan place of Vasudev Datta. So we'll be hearing about Vasudev Datta here. Pancharatna comes, we'll have a drama on Vasudev Datta. And here, of course, this is the birthplace of Vrindavan Das Thakur. So, we're in Navadwip. We just came from Navadwip. We didn't speak about Navadwip. So Navadwip, Muni's ashram, you know, is apricot. It's not manifest. But anyway, our camp is there on that land. Muni resided there. And what happened was Maharaj Bhagirat brought the Ganga down to earth. So when Mother Ganges was coming down to earth, you know, Maharaj Bhagirat was bringing the Ganga. He wanted it to come where the ashes of the sons of Maharaj Sagar were. Because Maharaj Sagar's sons had all been burned in the fire of offense. Sagar Maharaj's sons had committed an offense against Lord Kapila. They thought Lord Kapila had stolen the horse which their father was going to use for the Ashwamedha Yajna. So Maharaj Bhagirat, he was bringing the Ganga because with the touch of the Ganga water, the ashes of those souls could be elevated and they could be free from the sin of their offense. So in this way, Maharaj Bhagirat was bringing Ganga and it came to the ashram of Janamuni. And Janamuni was sitting there doing his puja when the Ganga came. You know, Ganga is a lot of water, you know, and you know she flows, it's quite a strong current. You know, when you try to swim against the current of the Ganga, it's hard work. It's very easy to go with the current. And many people drown in that way, they get carried out into the ocean. So, anyway, Ganga came down to Janamuni's ashram, and Janamuni was sitting doing his puja, and the Ganga came and took away his paraphernalia. So Janamuni was not pleased, and he's a powerful yogi. So he drank the Ganga. You feel thirsty sometimes? You can drink the Ganga. Ganga water, right? Ganga jal. So Janamuni drank the Ganga. And then Maharaj Bhagirat, what happened? Where's the Ganga? Because Bhagirat Maharaj he'd done great tapasya, and you know, for several generations his family members had been trying to bring the Ganga down. Maharaj Sagar and Maharaj Sagar's sons and the grandsons, and like it, several generations they were trying to bring Mother Ganga down from heavenly planets down to this earth. And Maharaj Bhagirat, by his great tapasya, he was successful. He brought the Ganga down. But then Janamuni drank the whole Ganga. So Maharaj Bhagirat was in trouble. So he understood what had happened, and he came to Janamuni and he fell at his feet and he begged forgiveness. And then Janamuni then kindly brought the Ganga out from his knee. And in Sanskrit, the knee is the Janu. So Ganga got the name, one of the names of Ganga is Janasvi. Right? So the Ganga came out from the knee of Janamuni. So Janamuni's ashram is there, here in Navadwip Dham. And Ganga, of course, later on, Ganga, she gets married to Maharaj, she becomes the wife of Maharaj Santanu. Because Ganga wants to deliver certain souls from the curse, from some curse which they had on them. So Maharaj Santanu was met with Ganga, and they were having children. And Ganga had told Maharaj Santanu that you should never interfere with me, that whatever I do with the children when they're born, you should never say anything. Don't interfere. So Ganga was giving birth to children, and each time she gave birth to a child, she'd take it and go and throw it in the Ganga. So Maharaj Shantanu was becoming very disturbed because he's a king and kings like to have sons. We know about Maharaj Chitraketu, how much he wanted a son. And when he didn't get a son, it was very difficult for him. So there's Maharaj Shantanu, he's got this woman and she's giving birth to children one after another. And the woman is taking the children and throwing them in the Ganga. So 1, 2, 3, it went up to 7 children. And then when the 8th child came, he could not tolerate anymore. And he stopped her. He said, no, you cannot just simply throw the child into the Ganga. And he took that child, and then Ganga told Santanu, okay, then I'm going now. And she left Maharaj Shantanu. So that child grew up to be Bhishma, grandfather Bhishma. So Bhishma had some relationship there with Janu Muni. Because Janu Muni, the Ganga had came from his knee. So he's like the father or the mother of the Ganga. And Bhishma's mother was the Ganga. So Bhishma would come regularly to Janu Muni's ashram and he would get spiritual instructions from Janu Muni. So Janu Muni's ashram there in Navadwip. So that's something about Janu Muni and Janudvip. That's Janu Muni's ashram, the only thing there is Janudvip. Apart from our ISKCON camp, Haribol, we have a nice camp there in Janudvip. So now we're here in Modadrumadvip. Modadrumadvip. Moda meaning feels great pleasure, great happiness. And Druma is a tree. So there's a pastime about this. Is somebody supposed to tell this pastime? Haribol. Is somebody supposed to talk about how modern Druma Greek got the name? Huh? Oh, that's it, the process. Okay. So, I'll tell it then. So, modern Drumadri. No, I finished with Drumadri. So, modern Drumadri. Lord Ramachandra had come here with Mother Sita and Lakshman in their exile. And they came here to this place. And they were, we come, and it's a bit noisy, motorbikes and trucks and buses and everything. But when Lord Ramachandra came here, it was all jungle. But beautiful jungle, very nice. And there were so many fruits growing, so many flowers also growing. You come to Bengal and flowers, nobody appreciates it. If you came from Europe and you saw so many flowers, you go, wow, it's amazing. I went to Europe and they can only get garlands once a week for the deities there. Flowers just cost so much money. And Kavi Chandra Swami told me it's the same in Japan. You want a flower, costs a fortune, one flower. We offer Aarti a plate full of flowers. In Europe, and also probably Russia, it's also a bit like that, Flowers are so precious, so valuable. But here, flowers are growing everywhere, they grow very easily. And Lord Ramachandra was here with Mother Sita and Lakshman, and they were enjoying the beauty of the place. And Lord Ramachandra was sitting, and he was smiling to himself. And Mother Sita could understand something is giving my husband great pleasure. So she asked her husband, what is it? What are you thinking about? So Lord Ramachandra told her, he said, yeah, he said, I'm thinking how in the Kali Yuga I will come and I'll have great pastimes here, I'll get great pleasure here, right? Moda, great pleasure. And she said, what kind of pleasure? What is this pleasure you're going to get? And he said, we will have Harinam Sankirtan! And I will do Sankirtan with all of the devotees. And we will experience great pleasure, unlimited pleasure in the chanting of the holy names with all the devotees. And he said, I will be in householder life, but then I will renounce and I will take sannyas. And she said, what? Why you get married? You're going to take sannyas. Lord Ramachandra said, well, this will increase the separation. When I take sannyas, then you'll feel more the relief from the separation. We were at Vishnu Priya's deity in Navadwip. So Vishnu Priya was worshipping Lord Chaitanya in separation from her husband. But in the Treta Yuga, Lord Ramachandra, you know, his wife Sita, she had gone back to the air. She had entered, she was born from the air, and then Lord Ramachandra had come back to Ayodhya, and then there was that foolish barber who was criticizing Lord Ramachandra. He said, Lord Ramachandra may take his wife back after she's been with another man, but I'm not taking you back, right? So he said some very nasty things about Lord Ramachandra's wife and Lord Ramachandra. So Lord Ramachandra, when he heard that, he thought, oh, my character as a king should be without any stain. There should be no fault. So he requested Lakshman, take Sita to the ashram of Valmiki. And Sita was already pregnant, she'd already conceived. So she went to the ashram of Valmiki and she had her twins, Love and Kush. And after delivering the twins, then she returned into the air. And Lord Ramachandra is there ruling Ayodhya. And when the king does a yagya, wife has to be there. Just like I was telling you about Puskar, and Brahma was doing the yagya and his wife was not coming, so he took a second wife. So Lord Ramachandra, he's the king of Ayodhya, and his wife has gone back to the earth. He's no wife, but he's already taken Ekapatni Vrat, one wife. Very great vow for a king. You know, kings usually have many wives. Maharaj Dasaratha had many wives. I think 360 wives. You know, one each day. The principal wives, and then many other secondary wives. The Lord Krishna, he had 16,000. You know. So kings, they have that facility. But Lord Ramachandra, Ekapatni Vrat, only one wife. So what does he do when he has to do the yagya? He had a deity of Mother Sita. And when he would do the yagya, he would sit with the deity of Mother Sita by his side. And then Kali Yuga comes, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, he goes away, Vishnu Priya is left alone, but she has her deity, Gauranga. So in this way the situation was reversed. But the feeling is to cultivate that longing for the Lord, that feeling of separation, being separate from the Lord, then that will bring you back to the Lord. And Lord Ramachandra explained to Mother Sita that by taking sannyas, that feeling of separation will bring you back, will be reunited again, because they are eternally together in the spiritual world. So that is so Navadwip, place of great happiness under a great banyan tree, right? So many trees here in this place. So there was a great banyan tree, and Lord Ramachandra was experiencing that great pleasure under the banyan tree. So this place became Navadwip. Okay? And Navadwip, after Janu Muni's ashram. So you wanted to know how these places get their names? It's all explained, right? Okay, now we're going to hear about the process here in this Navadwip. The process is? Vandanam. Oh, we're going to hear about the process in Janudwip first of all, because we didn't explain that yesterday. So, Rukmini Krishna Maharaj will speak. And he will tell us about Vandanam. Place here. It's a devotee called Sadananda Bhattacharya. He was a Brahmana. And he lived here in Mamagachi. And he was a witness to the birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He had actually gone to the home of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata at the time of the birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So while he was there at the home of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at the home of Jagannath Mishra, he saw all the different demigods who were all there. Because all the different demigods, they knew the Lord was coming. And they were all there at the home, celebrating, having a festival that the Lord's taking birth. So this Sadananda, he was actually a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. And it said, in Rama Leela, in the Treta Yuga, he was Guharaj. Guha was the friend of Lord Ramachandra. And he came, somehow he took his next birth in a Brahmana family, and he was living here in Mamagachi. And from Mamagachi, just across the Ganga, it's to Mayapur, Jagannath Mishra's home, the Yoga Peeth. Sadananda had gone there, and he was in Jagannath Mishra's home, and he saw the child take birth. And at that time, he saw all the demigods, and he was wondering, how is it so many demigods are coming? And then when he saw the child, and he saw all the auspicious markings on the body of Lord Gauranga, he could understand more of the divine nature of the child. And he was wondering, he was thinking, is this the Lord? He's coming again. Because he was a devotee of Lord Ramachandra. But then when he saw how the child had so many divine qualities, and he saw how the demigods were all present there at the birth of the child, then he began to consider in his mind. And then later he had a dream, and in his dream he saw the Lord. He saw his Lord Ramachandra. The Lord Ramachandra was there with his consort Sita and Lakshman, and Hanuman was kneeling by their side. And then the Lord changed color. Lord Ramachandra changed his color. Previously, as Lord Ramachandra, he was in the Durvasa grass color. But then he changed to the golden color. And he saw the form of Lord Gauranga. And Lord Gauranga appeared to him. So Sadananda, seeing the Lord in this form, then he understood more how Lord Ramachandra had actually come in the Kali Yuga and he come as the son of Sachimata, and he was able to witness Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grow up, and then he went on to see the Sankirtan. So here in this one village, Mamagachi, the Sadhananda was living, and he became a great devotee, a follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So another pastime we wanted to speak about, we wanted to tell about Murari Gupta, because, okay, we'll speak about Murari Gupta when we go to Arkatila. Okay, so Prasada is available now. Hare Krishna. So this is Arkatila. You can see our tila over here. The devotees are circumambulating. So Arka means the sun god.
Арка значит бог солнца.
So the sun god, mounting the wheel of time, we also worship Govinda. The sun god circumambulates.
এটা মাইকটা একটু ঘুরিয়ে দাও, ওই সাইডে করে দাও, ওইদিকে অনেক লোক আছে।
So in Vrindavan, this Arkatila is there in the form of Surya Kund. Radharani, Srimati Radharani would every day go to Surya Kund, make prayers. Actually, it was also an opportunity for her to meet with Lord Krishna. Radharani is in the home of her in-laws. And Lord Krishna cannot go so easily to the in-laws' home. So Radharani would go to Surya Kund, worship the sun god. And at that time Lord Krishna would come there or be there, and they could meet together. So it's an auspicious place connected with the pastimes of the Lord. So this is our piece of land purchased by Mayapur, by the Parikrama Development Committee. We've had the land for several years now. We haven't been able to develop it very much so far. You have to understand that in the beginning, we didn't have anything. Now we have camps. We're staying on our own land every night. We never used to have our own land. We used to pay rent to people. Wherever we would go and stay, we would have to pay them rent. They use their land. So gradually we've been able to acquire land in each of the islands, and we could have our own camp out there every night. So in the beginning there was only fields. It was only a field, you know, so there was nothing there. We'd just bring a big tank of water, and the water would be pouring from the big tank. But now you can see it's a bit better. There's some taps and not flush toilets, but toilets with water facilities available. So improved a lot. Every year gets a little better, So sometime in the future, Arkatila can also be developed and recreate the pastimes of Radha and Krishna here.
мысли
this holy
связаны с Кришной. Вспоминать эти мысли.
So then on the way, we're going to pass also Vaikuntapur.
Пройдем мимо Вайкунтхапура.
Vaikuntapur is
Вайкунтхапур
connected with Narada Muni.
с Нарадой Муни,
He had the darshan
где он
of
получил
Lord
даршан
Narayan there.
Господа Нараяна.
Lord Narayan comes to Vaikuntapur.
Пришел в Вайкунтхапур.
Narada Muni,
Нарада
he
Муни, он
is a Vaikunthavasi.
Вайкунтхаваси, Вайкунтхаваси.
So he worshipped the Lord
И поэтому он служил
Narayan. Narayan, of course, the Lord with opulence, with Aishwarya.
потому что он
So Narada Muni
обладает всем
had the opportunity to go to Vaikuntha, and he saw the Lord there.
была возможность
And when he came back from Vaikuntha, he was thinking how nice it would be to see the Lord. So while he was here in Navadwip, here in this island, Navadwip, he got the opportunity. The Lord Narayan manifested himself to Narada Muni.
Господа, Господь Нараяна сам проявил себя
And Lord Narayan also then transformed into Lord Gauranga. So Narada Muni, he's always chanting the holy name.
Поэтому Нарада Муни всегда воспевает эти имена.
The Lord says, Naham Tishtani Vaikunte, Yogi Nam Hridayeshiva, Tatra Tishtani Narada, Yatra Gayanti Madhvakta. The Lord is saying, I am not
Говорит, я не
in the Vaikuntha,
на Вайкунтхе.
and I'm not in the hearts of the yogis meditating on me. But I am wherever my devotees like Narada are chanting my holy name. So Narada Muni also joins to come, and of course he came in Lord Chaitanya's pastime. He came in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, the two. Who was Narada Muni? Yes, yes, Srivas, right, Srivas Thakur. So, Narada Muni, his expansion comes in the form of Srivas and the Panchatattva. Panchatattva, right? 5 teachers of the Lord.
Значит, 5.
Panchatattva Bhakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Bhakta Namami Bhakta. So we have Lord Nityananda. He is the expansion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we have Advaita. He is the incarnation of the Lord. Sometimes people come and they will ask the question, what's the difference between the expansion and the incarnation? So I tell them it's the same as the difference between Lord Nityananda and Advaita. Right? Lord Nityananda is an expansion and Advaita is the incarnation, Bhakta Avatar. And then of course Gadadhar, he is the internal potency of the Lord, and Srivas is the marginal potency. So in this way the 5 features of the Lord are all there in Panchatattva. So Narada Muni, he came in this place and he had the darshan of Lord Narayan. Right? This is what is the process here in this Navadwip? Dashyam, servant. Right? We want to be the servant. Even Pritasura prayed like that in Srimad Bhagavatam. Pritasura is in the body of a great asura and he's fighting the demigod, and he's praying, may I again become the servant of the servant of the Lord devotee. So the Dashyam, we're trying to cultivate the mode of servant, cultivating Krishna consciousness. As we heard this morning from Mohanarupa Prabhu, Dashyam, Dasharat, it's the foundation of all the other rasas. Right? Madhurya ras, Vatsalya ras, Satya ras, and Dasya ras. So, Dasya ras, the mood of being the servant. We want, no matter what rasa you're in, you have to be a servant, we have to serve. The gopis serve Krishna, the gopas serve Krishna, the elderly gopis like Nanda and Yashoda, they're also serving Krishna. The whole mood of all the devotees is service, to give service to Krishna. And the more we serve Krishna, the more Krishna wants to serve his devotees, to serve the devotees. It's what Krishna's desire. As we surrender to Krishna, Krishna gives himself more to the devotees. The Lord is in the hearts of the devotees, and the devotees are in the heart of the Lord. So in this way we understand Lord Krishna's connection with his devotees. So Narada Muni, because he's chanting the holy name of the Lord, and because he's traveling and preaching, giving Krishna consciousness, has so many nice disciples like Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj and the Pachetas and the Haryasvas, the Shabalashvas. They were all taken by Narada Muni, brought into Krishna consciousness. They're all his disciples. So Narada Muni is very dear servant of Lord Narayan. Lord Narayan therefore came before him, gave him darshan. So sometimes, of course, we also think, oh, I want to see God. But Prabhupada taught us, in the words of his own spiritual master, don't worry about trying to see God, but try to act in a way that God will want to come and see you. That's more important. The devotee wants to act in a way that God will come to see us. Not that he is our servant, rather we are his servants. So our business is simply to satisfy the Lord by service. And the best service we can do, we were hearing about prayer. So our prayer is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. This is our great prayer, great chanting for deliverance. And this prayer it's a prayer, and it's also the answer to our prayer. Because by chanting the holy name, we're praying to the Lord. Of course, Prabhupada told us that the Maha Mantra is a prayer. We're asking the Lord, O Supreme Lord, O Supreme Energy of the Lord Hari, please engage me in your service. Please accept me. Please give me the strength to serve you. So like this is devotee's prayer. But by chanting, our prayer is also being answered. Because chanting itself is the answer to our prayer. We're requesting service, but by chanting, we're being engaged in service. So that's the transcendental nature of the Maha Mantra, that it is both a prayer and it's the answer to all of our prayers. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Chaitanya Sada Hari. We should always be chanting the holy name. Keep the holy name always on our tongue. So coming on the Parikrama is an opportunity for us to go more into the holy name. And we see here also this right on the bank of Mother Ganga. So Mother Ganga, very special. In the Kali Yuga, the Lord is worshipped in two forms, one in water and one in wood. In the form of water, she is worshipped as Mother Ganga. And in the form of wood, the Lord is worshipped as Jagannath. Jagannath Swami ki. So Gangamati, Gangamai ki. So the holy Ganga, right here at the side of Arkadila, very auspicious to be able to be here and do bhajan. And devotees do that. At Suryakund, devotees will go there, do bhajan. So similarly here at Arkadila, devotees can also be here, do bhajan, cultivate their mood of devotion, surrender to the Lord. Have we got any? Okay, so Mohan Rup Prabhu is going to speak something for us on Arkadila. Thank you, Mohan Rup Prabhu. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya was traveling all around Navadwip for his first 24 years of his childhood in Grihastha pastimes. On Ekadasi, he would do Parikrama. He'd do Panchakrosa Parikrama every Ekadasi. Lord Chaitanya would go out on Panchakrosa Ekadasi. Before we began the Parikrama, the day before when we did Adivas, in the morning we went on Panchakrosa Parikrama. How many of you went? Quite a few. Okay, yeah, good. So we're trying to, Mayapur devotees are trying to popularize that Panchakrosa Parikrama, and every Ekadasi now in Mayapur, they have a Parikrama going out, and they go around, they just walk around, they go from coming out of the temple, go over to they go to the Yoga Pit, and then they go across the road to Braja, there's a place where Jayadev Goswami was born. Actually, his birthplace was there. Varachatila. Yeah, there's several places, and Jagai Madai Ghat also. And then we go around and eventually we come to the Jagannath Mandir, and then we walk back. Huh? Oh, the school. Gangadhar Pandit school. Like that, it's a nice, if you have a time on Ekadasi, you can join, right? But the Parikrama ends before Ekadasi, right? The day before Ekadasi, we'll all be back in Mayapur. The next day is Ekadasi. You can go on Panchakrosa Parikrama, if you like, one more time, and see the Panchakrosa. It's about 14 kilometers, right? It's about 14 kilometers. Huh? 12 kilometers. Okay. Like that, 12, 14 kilometers. So that's nights on every Ekadasi, Lord Chaitanya was doing that Parikrama, and other days he'd be coming with different devotees. Sometimes he'd come, of course he would go to Shantipur. He would walk all the way to Shantipur sometimes, just to be with Advaita Acharya. I will be going to Shantipur. That's the day after Ekadasi. Right? Parikrama ends on the Dasami, and then next day is Ekadasi, and then on the Dwadasi there's a big festival in Shantipur, because that day is the disappearance of the Guru of Advaita Acharya, Madhavendra Puri. And so ISKCON, we've been asked to organize, we've been doing it for many years now. We have a big program distributing prasadam to people in that area, Shantipur. Thousands of people come. It's a very big festival. And we have free transport arranged for everyone. From Mayapur, there's buses to take you to Shantipur and bring you back. Leaving in the morning, come back at night. Right? So if you have the opportunity after the Parikrama, next day Ekadasi, you can do Panchakrosa Parikrama, and then after that, on the Dwadasi, go to Shantipur. And it said everyone who does some service there in Shantipur on that day, if you help cook, or you distribute prasadam, or you just eat prasadam, everyone will get Krishna Prem. So I know you're all eager to get Krishna Prem, so you should try to go to Shantipur festival and see Advaita Acharya's place and get the blessings of Madhavendra Puri also. Okay. Yeah, on the last day of the Parikrama, one of the places we go to is Marari Gupta's house. And they put deities in the recent times, just a few years ago. They put deities there, Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman. Murari Gupta, of course, was a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra. So his house is there, not very far away from the Yoga Peeth. Between the Yoga Peeth and Murari Gupta's house, there's Prithu Kund, which is the big area made by Prithu Maharaj. And then Murari Gupta's house. And Murari Gupta, he was a physician. He was an Ayurvedic physician. But he not only treated people's material disease, he could also treat people's spiritual disease. So he was the real physician. And it is said one time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had indigestion. You know, people would bring many different dishes for Lord Chaitanya to eat. And sometimes some of the dishes would cause him indigestion. So after having taken some food, the next day he had to go to see Murari Gupta. And Murari Gupta gave Lord Chaitanya some water from his lota to help to cure his indigestion. So Murari Gupta played a very important part in the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He witnessed all the childhood Leela of Lord Chaitanya. And not only did he witness the Leela of Lord Chaitanya, but he kept a diary about it. So in his diary, he had recorded everything about the birth and childhood Leela of Lord Chaitanya. So these diaries, they were very valuable when it came after Lord Chaitanya had departed from the world, when devotees like Krishnadas Kaviraj and Vrindavan Das Thakur and Lochan Das Thakur, when they wanted to write about the Leela of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they needed to get evidence. And so the diaries of Murari Gupta were very, very valuable for compiling all the information about Lord Chaitanya's childhood Leela. So Murari Gupta did that service, and he would go to Jagannath Puri also. He would go with Shivananda Sen, he would join the party with all the devotees, and he would go every year to Jagannath Puri to be with Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya would remember him. Sometimes Lord Chaitanya would call him out, Murari Gupta. He would say, don't sit so far away, come closer. Murari Gupta was so humble, he did not come close to Lord Chaitanya. He would keep far away. Lord Chaitanya would call him to come closer. So Lord Chaitanya had requested him to give up the worship of Sita Ram. Lord Chaitanya told Murari Gupta that the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna are supreme. You should worship Radha and Krishna. You should not worship, you don't need to worship Sita and Ram. Just worship Radha and Krishna. So that night Murari Gupta went home and he could not sleep the whole night. And then the next day he came to Lord Chaitanya and he fell at Lord Chaitanya's feet and he said, I will have to give up my life. You have asked me to give up the worship of Lord Rangana and I cannot do it. My heart does not allow me to do it. So I cannot follow your order. So I will have to give up my life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Murari Gupta, no, Murari, that's all right. You are not different from Hanuman. So you can continue to worship Sita and Rama. Right? That's Hanuman's nature. He can only worship Sita and Rama. We were hearing about Hanuman this morning. There's another pastime also about Hanuman, how Lord Krishna was in Dwarka and he requested Garuda, go and tell Hanuman to come, I want to see him. So Garuda came and told Hanuman, Lord Krishna in Dwarka wants to see you. So Hanuman just stayed there, he didn't move. And so Garuda went back to Dwarka and told Lord Krishna, yeah, I told him you want to see him. He said, why did you tell him I want to see him? You should tell him Lord Rama wants to see him. So Garuda came back and told him, Lord Rama wants to see you right away in Dwarka. So Garuda said, do you want me to take you? I can carry you on my back. Hanuman said, no, that's all right. I can go on my own. So that when Garuda got to Dwarka, Hanuman was already there. So Hanuman shows that enthusiasm, that eagerness. Right? Just like we were at that Hamsa the swan carrier, how Lord Shiva was carried. He was so eager to hear the glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to hear Gaura Bhagavat, that if he had come on Nanda, it'd take too long. So he was given Lord Brahma's swan, and he came on the swan. So that deity is there, Hamsa. So now we're going to hear about another place nearby called Mahatpur. From Rukmini. Yeah, you can see Madhvacharya people, even today they're very much into those two things. If you go to the Madhva school, they have schools, have in many places around India, Madhvacharya people have established schools teaching Sanskrit. And all the students are all trained to defeat Mayavada philosophy. They get very thorough training in defeating Mayavada philosophy. And deity worship, of course, that's their whole business. They spend a lot of time worshipping the deity. they don't go out to preach very much, and they don't they don't distribute books or anything like that. But we do worship the deities. They like to do rituals as well. And Lord Chaitanya, when he went to Udupi, he found that fault in them, that they're attached to ritualistic activities. Although Lord Chaitanya, he took initiation in that line, but that was because of Madhavendra Puri. Because Madhavendra Puri, he brought the seed of ecstatic love of God into the Sampradaya. And because of Madhavendra Puri, Lord Chaitanya took initiation in that line. So, Advaita Acharya, he was also initiated by Madhavendra Puri, and that's why he celebrates the disappearance festival at Shantipur every year. And we are continuing on behalf of Advaita Acharya. Okay? So we're going to go now. And if we have a drama, yes, let's have a drama, okay?
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayam Tadasmi Swapadam Sikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Parakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Jinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vanchakalpatarabhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevata Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So all the devotees are requested to come fast. We started here. Maharaj has come. You are able to hear. All Matajis and Prabhujis, come fast.
Дорогие преданные, начинается сессия вопросов и ответов. Просят вас подойти в пандал для участия. И еще организаторы попросили не выходить в связи с сложившейся ситуацией за пределы кампа, за пределы лагеря. Харе Кришна.
Hare Krishna. So, Maharaj, first question for today. Many times I noticed when I heard my glorification.
What? It's too loud.
Many times I noticed that when I heard my glorification by a senior or counselor, it results in fall down. How should I improve myself? And how should seniors inspire juniors without increasing their false ego? So भक्त का प्रश्न है कि मैंने कई बार देखा है कि जब मेरे सीनियर और या काउंसलर मेरी बहुत ज्यादा तारीफ करते हैं तो मेरा पतन हो जाता है. तो मैं कैसे अपने आप को इससे बच सकता हूँ? और सीनियर भक्त को ऐसा क्या करना चाहिए कि वो जूनियर भक्त का तारीफ तो करे लेकिन उसकी ईगो ना बढ़ जाए?
Well, glorification should be given to the spiritual master in Krishna.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं कि गुणगान जो है वो गुरु और कृष्ण का होना चाहिए.
If someone's glorifying someone, the person who's being glorified should simply understand that he's an instrument in the service of this Guru and Krishna.
तो यदि कोई हमारा तारीफ कर रहा है तो उस समय हमें समझना चाहिए कि ये गुरु और कृष्ण का तारीफ है और मैं केवल एक माध्यम हूँ.
And understand the person who is glorifying, they're just, they have some kind of transcendental vision. But we should be careful if we're going to praise someone that only praise something that's true and don't flatter anyone.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि जो हमें इसमें बहुत सावधान रहना चाहिए दोनों तरफ से, और जो तारीफ कर रहे हैं वो सच में होना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं कि उनको ऐसे बढ़ा चढ़ा रहे हैं हमको.
Anyway, we have to be careful to know we're not this body, and Krishna is actually the doer. So by strictly following, chanting, following the principles, and hearing and associating with devotees who are more advanced, more whatever, then we can keep them.
तो महाराज ने बताया कि हमें हर बार इस चीज का ध्यान रखना होगा कि हम ये शरीर नहीं है और कृष्ण जो है वही असली करता है. और अगर हम अच्छे से चैंटिंग करेंगे और सीनियर भक्तों का संग लेंगे तो हम मिथ्या अहंकार से बचे रहेंगे. Thank you, Maharaj. Next question, the devotee has asked how to not see fault in devotees, and also how to do management service without doing any Vaishnava offenses. तो भक्त का प्रश्न है कि भक्तों में कैसे हम गलतियां ना देखें और खास तौर से जो मैनेजमेंट की सेवा है वो बिना वैष्णव अपराध के कैसे कर सकते हैं.
Look for the good. When I was I've told this many times, I can't remember what school, maybe 6th grade or, 5th grade, probably 6th grade, 12 years old. And the principal would make an announcement every day, come in every room. I only remember one time. He said, if you can't say something good about someone, don't say anything. And I remember thinking, that would be really hard. I don't know if I can do that. And we have to try. Look for the good, and you'll find good. You find what you're looking for. We're not like assembly line inspectors or something trying to look for what's wrong with everyone. But that tendency is there. So in management, it's like parenting, teaching. If you're compassionate and you're trying to help the person, you won't make offense to them. If you're trying to show them, I know more than you, and this is how you should be, then you become offensive.
तो महाराज ने बताया कि हमें अच्छाइयों को ढूंढने का कोशिश करना चाहिए. और महाराज अपने स्कूल के दिनों को याद कर रहे हैं कि जब वो 12 साल के थे तो 6ठी क्लास में पढ़ते थे, तो जो प्रिंसिपल हैं उनकी क्लास में आके उन्होंने अनाउंसमेंट किया कि यदि आप किसी की अच्छाई नहीं देख पा रहे तो कुछ भी मत बोलो उस स्थिति में. तो इसलिए हमें कोशिश करना चाहिए दूसरों के अच्छे गुण देखने के लिए. और महाराज बता रहे कि जब आपका मैनेजमेंट का कोई सेवा है, जैसे कि पेरेंट्स हैं या टीचर हैं, तो अगर आपके अंदर कंपैशन है और आप दूसरे को मदद करने की दृष्टि से उसको कुछ समझा रहे हैं तो वो अपराध नहीं है. लेकिन अगर आप उसको दिखाना चाह रहे हैं कि आप कितने अच्छे हो तो उसमें अपराध होता है.
There was a Christian song that was still around, popular, from the 1945 or something. Accentuate the positive.
तो एक क्रिश्चियन सॉन्ग है 1945 का, वो अभी भी विख्यात है।
Eliminate the negative.
उसमें होता है कि नेगेटिव को मन से निकालो
And don't mess with what's in between. Don't try to be, neither,
और बीच में भी ना लटकते रहे दोनों तरफ से।
So if we're looking for the good in others, then we don't dwell on it, but we have to notice our own defects.
तो हमें दूसरों की अच्छाई देखने की कोशिश करनी है और हमें अपने अंदर जो कमियां हैं उसको भी देखना है, उस पर बहुत ज्यादा ड्वेल नहीं करना, लेकिन फिर भी अपने अंदर की कमियों को भी देखना है साथ साथ।
We need to see our own faults.
हमें अपनी खुद की कमियों को देखना चाहिए।
Spend all the time looking at the faults of others, that won't help you. But if you look at our own faults and think how to improve,
तो यदि आप सारा समय दूसरों की गलतियां ढूंढने में ही लगा देंगे तो आपको सुधरने का मौका नहीं मिलेगा, लेकिन अगर आप अपनी गलतियों को देखेंगे तो समझ आएगा कि हमें कहाँ सुधरना है।
When we see fault in others, we can think, Krishna is showing me the mirror. In my own fault, he's showing me what I see this because I have it. I'm very familiar with this defect.
तो हम जब दूसरों की कमियां देखें तो हमें समझना चाहिए कि कृष्ण हमें दर्पण दिखा रहे हैं, वो मेरे अपने अंदर की कमियां हैं, इसीलिए मैं उनको देख पा रहा हूँ दूसरों में।
Okay, go ahead. Right.
Maharaj, the question is, how can I serve Krishna better? How do I strictly follow the 4 regulatory principles and how can I improve my chanting? तो भक्त का प्रश्न है कि मैं भगवान कृष्ण की सेवा और अच्छे कैसे कर सकता हूँ, 4 नियमों को कैसे अच्छे से पालन कर सकता हूँ और अपने जप को कैसे सुधार सकता हूँ।
Join a lot of kirtans.
कीर्तन में भाग लेना चाहिए खूब सारा।
Go out and spread the holy name.
बाहर जाके हरि नाम का प्रचार करना चाहिए।
come and stay with the devotees, live in the ashram.
Associate with the
भक्तों के साथ आकर रहना चाहिए, मंदिर ज्वाइन करना चाहिए, आश्रम।
Everyone in the ashram strictly follows 4 regulated principles.
तो आश्रम में रहने वाले सारे भक्त जो है कड़ाई से 4 नियमों का पालन करते हैं।
And if you can't do that physically, you can also just, we can associate as much as possible.
तो यदि वो आपकी स्थिति में संभव ना हो तो जितना हो सके उतना ज्यादा भक्तों के साथ संग करना चाहिए।
Rupa Goswami and Upadeshamrita, one verse of what not to do, it says, don't associate with mundane people, and what to do, it says associate with, give up the association of mundane people, asatsanga, tyaga, vaishnavachara, to give up the bad association.
श्रील रूप गोस्वामी उपदेशामृता में बताते हैं कि कैसे हमें असत्संग को त्याग करना है।
Especially if you see a so-called devotee who's always criticizing devotees, stay far away.
अगर आपको विशेष रूप से कोई ऐसा भक्त मिलता है जो हमेशा दूसरे भक्तों की निंदा करता है तो उससे काफी दूर रहना चाहिए।
Plug your ears and get away from it.
उनसे दूरी बना के रखना चाहिए।
Alright?
Thank you very much. The next question devotee has asked, Maharaj, during Tulsi Aarti, sometimes we sing Vishnu Bhakti Pradedevi and many devotees says Krishna Bhakti. So what is the difference and what is correct? तो जब हम तुलसी आरती गाते हैं तो उसमें कभी विष्णु भक्ति बोलते हैं, कभी कृष्ण भक्ति बोलते हैं, तो इसमें से कौन सा सही है?
Well, when I joined the movement, we were taught Vishnu Bhakti Pradedevi.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि जब मैं संस्था में जुड़ा तो हमें विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेदेवी बताया गया।
Over the years, some devotees decided that Vishnu and Krishna are the same. So if we want, we can also put Krishna there.
तो फिर आगे जाके यही समझ आया कि विष्णु और कृष्ण सेम है।
But originally, the mantra which was given to us was Vishnu Bhakti Pradedevi.
तो जो हमें शुरुआत में जो मंत्र दिया गया वो विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेदेवी बताया गया।
Go ahead.
The next question is how to remain always enthusiastic in sadhana, seva and morning program, even in bad health. How to handle name and fame in bhakti? So भक्त का प्रश्न है कि साधना में कैसे हमेशा सुदृढ़ रहें अगर हमारा तबीयत खराब हो तब भी, और अपना नाम जो हमारा फैल रहा है, नाम हो रहा है, उससे हम कैसे बचें?
Well, in bad health, you want to be careful.
तो जब आपका तबीयत खराब हो तो आपको थोड़ा ध्यान रखना चाहिए.
You don't want to give everyone your bad health.
आपको अपना बीमारी दूसरों को नहीं देना चाहिए.
At the same time, you don't want to give up your sadhana.
और उसके साथ साथ हमें ये भी ध्यान रखना है कि हमारी साधना भी हम खराब नहीं करना है.
I remember as a young brahmachari in the New York temple, Jayadvaita Swami would come crawling to the temple Aarti in the morning for Mangal Aarti.
तो महाराज कह रहे कि एक युवा ब्रह्मचारी की जो याद करते हुए मुझे याद आ रहा है कि श्रील जयद्वैत स्वामी सुबह सुबह आते थे एक तरह से रेंगते हुए मंदिर में.
At that time he was also a brahmachari.
उस समय वो भी ब्रह्मचारी थे.
But he was so attached to the morning program, even though he was not able to walk, he came crawling.
लेकिन वो सुबह के प्रोग्राम से इतना ज्यादा आकर्षित थे कि वो चल भी नहीं सकते थे, तो किसी भी तरह से घिसट के पहुंचते थे वहां.
So you don't want to try to keep your sadhana even in bad health.
तो जब आपकी तबीयत सही नहीं भी हो, उस समय भी हमें अपनी साधना को नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए.
You should think this is a test from Krishna.
तो हमें ये समझना चाहिए कि ये भगवान की परीक्षा है हमारे लिए.
Krishna wants to see how serious I am to do my sadhana.
भगवान ये देखना चाहते हैं कि मैं अपनी साधना के प्रति कितना गंभीर हूँ.
Just like women, after they have a child, it's very difficult for them bringing up a child and keeping up their sadhana and doing their chanting.
इस तरह से कि जब महिलाएं बच्चों को जन्म देती हैं, उसके बाद बच्चों को ध्यान रखना, उस समय उनको अपनी साधना, अपना जप करना, ये बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है.
But after some time, as the child begins to grow, then they want to get their sadhana again, and those who are serious about sadhana will try to make up for the rounds which they have missed.
तो लेकिन बाद में जैसे ही वो बच्चा थोड़ा सा बड़ा होता है, संभलने लगता है, तो वो माता जी कोशिश करते हैं कि जो भी उनका साधना में कमी रहा पिछले दिनों में, उसको और कोई माला छूटा तो उसको पूरा करने के लिए तुरंत वो आतुर होते हैं.
And we're not fanatics. There's one talk where Prabhupada talking so strict about you have to do this, you have to do that. Then at the end he says, so we're not fanatic. If you're really sick, you have to take rest. You know.
तो
So you can have a Manasa Mangal Arti in the hospital.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि हमें साथ साथ समझदारी भी लगाना है. अगर हम बहुत बीमार हैं तो उस समय हम आराम भी कर सकते हैं. हम लोग को फैनेटिक नहीं बनना है. श्रील प्रभुपाद जी एक बार बता रहे थे कि कैसे हमें उसका ध्यान रखना है. हमें बहुत मॉर्निंग प्रोग्राम को बहुत सीरियस लेना है, लेकिन जब हम तबीयत सही नहीं है तो फैनेटिक भी नहीं होना है. लेकिन मानसी सेवा हम कर सकते हैं. आप लेटे हुए भी मंगल आरती भगवान को अर्पण कर सकते हैं.
Then, you know, we have to especially just save whatever we have so we can chant our rounds.
तो जो भी उस स्थिति में
Don't use
सब
up all your energy crawling, you know, and trying to, you know, wash pots all day or something. You have to rest to recover.
तो जितना ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रैक्टिकल हो, हमें उस समय उतना आराम करना है ताकि हम अपना जप कम से कम अच्छे से कर पाए.
And when you're glorified, well, we spoke about that already, about glorification. You have to see, you give the credit. It's not for us to be glorified, but we offer that to our spiritual teachers and to Krishna.
तो महाराज ने बताया जो अपने नाम हमारा फैल रहा है उससे बचना चाहते हैं, तो जो भी हमें तारीफ मिल रही है उसको गुरु और कृष्ण को अर्पण करना है, वो हमें समझना है. Thank you, Maharaj. Next question the devotee has asked. This is not. Maharaj, next question is the relationship with the holy name ultimately the key factor in devotional service? तो भक्त का प्रश्न है कि हरि नाम से हमारा जो संबंध है वो ही क्या सबसे महत्वपूर्ण फैक्टर है भक्ति में?
Yeah, this is Sachinandan Swami thinks very deeply and tries to really help devotees. And I was listening to his Holy Name retreat last year, and he was stressing that you have to have a relation with Krishna.
तो महाराज बता रहे श्रील सच्चिदानंद स्वामी महाराज ऐसे कई सारा रिट्रीट करते हैं जिसमें इस बात पे काफी जोर देते हैं कि हमें भगवान के नाम से संबंध होना चाहिए.
These names, they're not just some words, it's Krishna.
तो भगवान का जो नाम है वो भगवान से अभिन्न है, स्वयं कृष्ण है.
And we can serve Krishna, develop a relationship. Of course, that means start with a relationship with devotees.
तो हमें हरि नाम से
Good
संबंध
relationship.
हरि नाम से संबंध बनाना है तो उसकी शुरुआत है भक्तों से अच्छा संबंध बनाने से,
Service attitude.
सेवा की भावना के साथ.
And then you get a relationship with your spiritual master more closely.
और फिर आप अपने गुरु से आपका संबंध और घनिष्ठ होता है.
And then Krishna also. Krishna is always there.
भगवान हमेशा है ही.
So you have to think like that. Then we can get more attached to get a taste for the Lord.
और फिर हमें हरि नाम में टेस्ट आने लगेगा और ज्यादा हम उससे अटैच हो पाएंगे.
Chant, japa, intimate association with Krishna.
तो हम अपने जप को भगवान से गुणमयी संबंध के साथ जप कर सकेंगे.
One Parikrama I was asked to talk about. What is it, prayer? How is it? Vandana.
तो एक परिक्रमा में
I looked in the dictionary and it said, it's a conversation with God.
तो
Intimate conversation with God.
तो महाराज बता रहे एक परिक्रमा में मुझे वंदनम टॉपिक पे बोलना था और जब मैंने उस शब्द को डिक्शनरी में देखा तो उन्होंने उस डिक्शनरी में था कि भगवान से घनिष्ठ वार्तालाप संबंध.
Mostly religions teach prayer means you're asking, give me. You want, give me service, you glorify the Lord, and you get a relationship with Him.
तो ज्यादातर लोग भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं, वो कुछ मांगते हैं, भगवान मुझे दीजिए दीजिए दीजिए, लेकिन हम भगवान को जो जप कर रहे हैं उसमें भगवान से सेवा मांग रहे हैं, उस सेवा के माध्यम से भगवान से संबंध स्थापित कर सकते हैं.
And Krishna is very happy when we glorify devotees.
और जब हम भक्तों का गुणगान करते हैं तो कृष्ण बहुत प्रसन्न होते हैं.
If it's genuine, that we really think they're worthy of it.
अगर वो गुणगान जो है जेन्युइन है तो भगवान उससे बहुत प्रसन्न होते हैं.
Okay.
Yeah. The next question, Maharaj. Sometimes we see devotees coming and leaving our movement. Not ordinary devotees, sometimes big, stable devotees also leave. How to maintain enthusiasm in spite of this situation? तो हम देखते हैं कि हमारी संस्था में भक्त आते हैं और कई सारे भक्त चले भी जाते हैं, और ये भक्त छोटे मोटे भक्त नहीं होते, बहुत बड़े बड़े भक्त होते हैं, काफी समय से भक्ति कर रहे होते हैं. तो ऐसे समय में हम कैसे उत्साह बनाकर रखें?
Well, we have to understand material energy is very powerful.
तो हमें समझना होगा कि भौतिक शक्ति भगवान की बहुत शक्तिशाली है.
Actually, we spoke about this earlier, about how even great demigods can be a victim to Maya.
तो हमने इसके बारे में पहले भी बात की थी कि बड़े बड़े देवी देवता भी जो है माया के प्रभाव में आ जाते हैं.
But anyone who comes to the Krishna consciousness movement and does some service is for their eternal benefit.
तो जब भी कोई कृष्ण भक्ति में आता है और कुछ सेवा करता है तो उसका वो सनातन उससे लाभ होता है हमेशा के लिए.
And devotional service is eternal. So after some time they will come, they will return, and they will again continue devotional service from the point where they left off.
तो भगवान की जो सेवा है वो सनातन है. तो कई बार बहुत बार वो देखा जाता है कि जो भक्त छोड़ कर गए थे जिस स्थान पर वो फिर वापस भक्ति में वापस आ जाते हैं.
It's like in a wartime or something, someone may be captured by the enemy or killed, when they fight very bravely in the front lines.
जैसे कि युद्ध के समय में कभी
They put themselves in danger, and sometimes they get killed, but we don't condemn them for that, we glorify them.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि युद्ध के समय कई बार सैनिक जो है या तो घायल हो जाते हैं, कई बार मृत्यु भी उनकी हो जाती है क्योंकि वो बहुत आगे बढ़कर लड़ते हैं. तो उस समय उनकी निंदा नहीं करते बल्कि उनको गुणगान करते हैं.
Jayadvaita said something like, they prove the philosopher because there must be some offense or some, Vaishnava parad or some not doing their sadhana, and that's why they left. So it actually proves the philosophy.
तो महाराज बता रहे
We should try to hang in there.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं कि ऐसे घटनाओं से हमें ये जो सिद्धांत है उस पे हम बहुत अच्छे से समझ आ जाता है कि क्योंकि हम देख पाते हैं कि उन्होंने या तो कुछ वैष्णव अपराध किया या फिर अपनी साधना नहीं की, तो उससे हमारे लिए भी वो शिक्षाप्रद बन जाता है कि हमें सावधान रहना होगा.
Yeah, some people leave, but not all.
महाराज कह रहे कुछ ही लोग कभी संस्था को छोड़कर जाते हैं, ज्यादा लोग नहीं.
There's much more people stay in the Krishna consciousness movement and go out.
बहुत सारे भक्त कृष्ण भक्ति में जीवन भर बने रहते हैं, बाहर नहीं जाते.
Look for the ones who stay and follow them, stick with them.
और उन लोगों को देखना चाहिए जो हमेशा बने हुए संस्था में और उनके ही रास्ते पे चलना चाहिए.
And you take more responsibility about, this, how do you maintain enthusiasm. Of course you want to be with enthusiastic people because
तो महाराज ने कहा ऐसे भक्तों का संग करना चाहिए जो भक्ति में बहुत उत्साहित हों.
if you could ask Maharaj, somebody's always asking, when are you going to come here? Can you come here? We want you to come here. And, you just keep getting dragged around.
तो जैसे अब महाराज को सब
No
लोग
matter how lazy you feel like, oh, they want me to come. What can I do? Because devotees are very merciful. They try to help us.
तो महाराज कह रहे कि भक्त भी बहुत दयालु होते हैं. जैसे हमें वो बुलाते रहते हैं बार बार कि आइए आइए, अगर हम आलस आ भी रहा होता है तो देखते भक्त बुला रहे हैं. तो इस तरह से भक्त भी हमें कृपा करते हैं, हम उत्साह में रहते हैं. Thank you, Maharaj. So Maharaj, here the devotee has come and he is sharing that unfortunately some devotee is lost in the Ganges and devotees are feeling very uncomfortable and disturbed, so they need some words to pacify. एक दुर्घटना से एक भक्त अभी गंगा जी में वो चले गए, तो भक्त चाहते हैं कि महाराज कुछ ऐसा बताएं जिससे उनका वो बहुत घबराते हैं सभी भक्त.
Yes, well, we live by the grace of Krishna and we die, we leave the body by the grace of Krishna, right? We say, Mari Krishna Rakhe Ke, Rakhe Krishna Mari Ke. So Krishna must have had some plan to take this devotee away from us.
तो हमारा जीवन और मृत्यु दोनों भगवान की ही इच्छा से चलता है और भगवान का कोई ना कोई प्लान होगा उस भक्त के बारे में.
I heard the devotee who was with him was telling him, don't go out there. He wanted to go swimming out into the center of the Ganga. So the devotee who was with him told him, oh, don't go out there. But he didn't listen. And he went out and he didn't come back.
So महाराज बता रहे कि मुझे ऐसा सुनने को मिला है कि जो भक्त उनके साथ में थे उन्होंने उस भक्त को पुकार रहे थे कि आप इतना अंदर मत जाइए, गंगा बीच में बहुत तेज है, लेकिन वो भक्त उसको सुने नहीं और फिर वापस नहीं आए.
So there's danger in every step. Last year also we lost one young boy, a local boy, young boy. This year we lost another devotee, young man.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि हर एक कदम पर खतरा है और पिछले साल भी एक युवा लोकल व्यक्ति यहाँ के वो डूब गए और इस बार एक भक्त चले गए.
And today also one lady also fell and was injured. She was taken, but fortunately it's not very serious and I think she's recovered.
और आज एक माता जी भी फिसल कर गिर गई और उनको कुछ चोट लगा, लेकिन सौभाग्य से ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं है और उनको ट्रीटमेंट करा रहे हैं।
So Srila Rameshwara Prabhu, he was in Mayapur when news came from Los Angeles about one devotee who was in charge of the archives department, and how he left the body suddenly, that he was in good health, but suddenly he departed from the world. So Rameshwara spoke to everyone and said, this can happen to any of us at any time. So we have to be ready. You have to be on guard.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि श्री रामेश्वर प्रभु जी उस समय मायापुर में थे और लॉस एंजलिस से उनको खबर आया कि एक भक्त जो कि आर्काइव्स डिपार्टमेंट के इंचार्ज थे, अचानक से, हालांकि वो बिल्कुल स्वस्थ थे, तो अचानक से उनका मृत्यु हो गया। और फिर रामेश्वर प्रभु ने उस समय बोला कि ये हम सब में से किसी के साथ भी ऐसा कभी भी हो सकता है, हमें हमेशा तैयार रहना होगा।
You know, some people get warning and some people don't get any warning.
कई लोगों को चेतावनी मिलता है और कई लोगों को चेतावनी नहीं मिलता है।
We don't know when we're going to have to leave this world.
हमें इस बात का बिल्कुल पता नहीं है कि हमें इस जगत से कब जाना पड़ेगा।
But we know that one day we're going to have to leave the world.
लेकिन ये निश्चित है कि एक दिन तो हमें जरूर यहाँ से छोड़ के जाना होगा।
So we have to be ready to depart from this body. We don't know what is Krishna's plan to take us.
तो हमें हर समय तैयार रहना पड़ेगा, इस शरीर कभी भी त्यागना पड़ेगा। हमें पता नहीं भगवान का क्या प्लान है हमारे लिए।
So we have to constantly practice remembering Krishna.
तो हमें हमेशा भगवान को स्मरण करें, ऐसा हमें अभ्यास करते रहना होगा।
Maharaj Kulashekhar's prayer is very nice. Krishna tvadiya padapankaja panjarantam ajaiva me vishatu manasa rajahamsa prana prayana kapaye kapavata pitaye kantadoro dhanagado smaranam. Maharaj Kulashekar is praying, let me die now while I can still chant the holy name. If I have to wait until time of death, my throat may be choked up with mucus and I won't be able to chant feelingly. So let me chant now and let the swan of my mind be entangled in the stem of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं कि महाराज कुलशेखर का जो प्रार्थना है इसमें बहुत शिक्षाप्रद है, जिसमें महाराज कुलशेखर ये प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं कि मेरा अभी मृत्यु हो जाए, क्योंकि अभी मैं भगवान का दिव्य नाम जप कर पा रहा हूँ, और अगर पता नहीं जब बाद में मेरा गला कब से भर जाएगा, उस समय मैं भगवान का नाम शायद ना ले पाऊँ, तो अभी मृत्यु आ जाए। और फिर बताते हैं कि मेरे मन का जो स्वयं है वो भगवान के लोटस के जो कमल है उसकी जो स्टेम है उसमें हमेशा रम जाए।
And of all different ways to leave your body drowning in the Ganga, you couldn't really find a better way. Much better than getting hit by a car or a plane crash and shot in the street of the subway station in New York or something. It's very auspicious, Ganga.
महाराज बता रहे कि वो भक्त जब वो गंगा जी में गए हैं तो वो बाकी कई तरह की मृत्यु से बहुत शुभ है, वो गंगा में गए हैं, जो जैसे कि प्लेन क्रैश होना या सड़क पे कोई गोली मार दे, कोई एक्सीडेंट से मर जाए, वो सब मृत्यु से बहुत अच्छा है कि गंगा जी के शरण मिला।
People want to just travel when they think they're going to die, just to be on the bank of the Ganga, to be in the Ganga.
कई भक्त ऐसा प्रार्थना करते हैं कि जब उनका मृत्यु हो तो वो गंगा जी के तट पर हो, लेकिन ये भक्त को गंगा जी के अंदर ही स्थान मिला।
But swimming we have to be very careful, and not that we should take too many chances.
तो लेकिन ये
You don't know the current, like the rivers are really crazy, and you don't know what kind of current when you go out there. So they have these whirlpools that pull you down and all kinds of things. You can't know about it.
तो महाराज
You stick close to where the guards are. Every beach does it.
महाराज बता रहे हैं कि लेकिन ये तैरने से ये हमें इसको मजाक में नहीं लेना चाहिए, बहुत सीरियस बात है। नदियों में किस तरह से पानी का प्रभाव है, कैसा करंट है, उसको हम समझ नहीं पा सकते, और कई बार नीचे एकदम से गड्ढा होता है। तो इसलिए सबसे सुरक्षित यही है कि बाहर में बिल्कुल जहां तक जगह हो, एक उपयुक्त जहां तक गार्ड कोई चीज लगा हो रोकने के लिए, वहां तक ही हम नहाएं, ज्यादा खिलवाड़ न करें।
And to die on Parikrama is also very good in some ways. It's a very fortunate time to leave the body.
और महाराज बता रहे कि
In Mayapur,
परिक्रमा में मायापुर में भी इस समय में ये बड़ा शुभ है एक तरह से कि उन्होंने शरीर त्यागा।
Alright, go ahead.
Thank you, Maharaj. So here the devotee is asking, whenever we serve devotees as much as we can, but whenever we want or we need support or service from devotees on that time, we did not get. Why? Why is it so? So भक्त का प्रश्न है कि कई बार हम दूसरे भक्तों का बहुत सेवा करते हैं, जितना ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम मन लगा के उनका सेवा करते हैं, लेकिन जब हमें उनसे किसी मदद या सपोर्ट की जरूरत होती है तो नहीं मिलती है। ऐसा क्यों होता है?
Well, I don't know, there are many different circumstances to that kind of question. I don't know all the details. What kind of service you expected to get, what kind of help you were looking for from the devotees.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं कि ये जो प्रश्न है ये इसमें क्या परिस्थिति है, क्या एग्जैक्टली किस परिप्रेक्ष्य में पूछा गया है, ये समझना मुश्किल है कि किस तरह का आपको भक्तों से अपेक्षा है मदद का।
I mean, you want help. I don't know. I mean, usually we're taught to take care of ourselves. We have to become strong and be able to look after our own difficulties. You have some problems, you can't expect other people are all going to help you to take care of all your difficulties.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि हमें प्रयास करना चाहिए कि अपने से हम इतना मजबूत रहें हर चीज में कि हम अपना ध्यान रख पाए आने जाने वाली कठिनाइयों के बीच में भी। आप ऐसा उम्मीद नहीं कर सकते कि भक्त हमेशा रहें और आपको मदद करें।
Sometimes devotees' expectations are unreasonable.
कई बार भक्तों का जो अपेक्षा होता है कि उम्मीद होता है बहुत ज्यादा होता है दूसरों से।
I see so many devotees helping devotees.
मैंने देखता हूँ बहुत सारे भक्त दूसरे भक्तों का मदद करते हैं।
I had experience years ago. I got very serious malaria in Africa,
कई साल पहले मुझे बहुत सीरियस मलेरिया हो गया अफ्रीका में।
and then I went to Germany and I just went in a coma.
और जब मैं जर्मनी फिर गया तो मैं एक तरह से कोमा में पहुंच गया।
So I didn't know what was going on. So the devotees were convinced. At first they didn't know what it was, so they wouldn't give the right medicine. Fortunately, somebody caught on. But so that was in the very beginning of internet communication.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि मेरा अपना मुझे उदाहरण याद है कि मैं जब ऐसे कोमा में चला
Ancient
गया,
history before any of you were born, probably.
ये जो इतिहास है आप में से कई लोग पैदा नहीं हुए थे उससे पहले का है। तो मैं उस समय कोमा में चला गया, मुझे नहीं पता उस समय क्या चल रहा था। पहले तो भक्तों को पता ही नहीं चला कि मेरे को क्या बीमारी है, कैसे ठीक होना है, लेकिन बाद में फिर किसी को समझ आया। उस समय इंटरनेट इतना काम चालू नहीं हुआ था।
So I think it was Dear Krishna Maharaj. He put on the internet, whoever could hear it, he's going to die. There's absolutely no chance of living. It's guaranteed he's going to die, and everyone should just pray.
तो इंटरनेट में आजकल इस तरह से आता है कि यदि कोई भक्त का बहुत सीरियस हो जाते हैं, पता चल जाता है कि शरीर त्यागने वाले, तो ऐसा डालते हैं कि सब लोग उनके लिए प्रार्थना करें।
And then I learned later, many temples, many devotees, they did 24-hour kirtan.
और इसी तरह से उस समय इंटरनेट तो इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था, लेकिन बाद में पता चला कई मंदिरों ने 24 घंटा कीर्तन किया मेरे स्वास्थ्य के लिए।
So at least once in my life I inspired devotees to chant. I don't want to try it again.
तो महाराज कह रहे एक बार ऐसा हुआ, मैं दोबारा नहीं सर।
And they said, oh, it's great, we never did that before.
भक्त बहुत सीरियस थे इसको लेकर, उन्होंने पहले कभी नहीं किया था ऐसा, केवल जब मेरे स्वास्थ्य के लिए उन्होंने ऐसा प्रार्थना किया।
And then I came out of it like pretty quick. The doctors were quite surprised.
और फिर मैं बहुत जल्दी ठीक हो गया, डॉक्टर भी बहुत हैरान थे।
The devotees do things like that all the time.
तो भक्त इस तरह
Small, big or small, locally or internationally or whatever. Devotees generally like to help others, but sometimes they're not able to give you, like Maharaj says, you want something that they can't give you.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि लोकल हो या इंटरनेशनल हो, भक्तों का ज्यादातर स्वभाव मदद करने का ही होता है, लेकिन जैसे महाराज बता रहे हैं कि हो सकता है आपकी जो उम्मीद है वो बहुत ज्यादा है और वो दे ही नहीं सकते हो आपको।
So we should always be trying to help devotees, spiritually, materially, physically, mentally, whatever they need. And as long as we're really ourselves engaged properly in making festivals and kirtans, and we're helping everybody.
तो महाराज बता रहे कि अपने आप को हमें स्ट्रांग रखने का प्रयास करना चाहिए, फिजिकली, मेंटली, स्पिरिचुअली, और हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा अपने आप को कीर्तन में, फेस्टिवल्स में लगाना चाहिए।
Yeah, we had one devotee in the Philippines. He had to get a liver transplant. And Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he said the temple has to take care, help him and get the operation, give the money.
तो श्री कमाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज के समय में एक भक्त फिलीपींस के, उनको लीवर ट्रांसप्लांट करना था, तो महाराज ने बताया कि मंदिर को कि उनको मदद कीजिए, धन दीजिए।
Shyamasundar Prabhu, original Shyamasundar, he needed this, it's a liver transplant, but it's a living transplant. You know, somebody else donates part of their liver, and then they put it in you, and they both grow back.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं कि श्याम सुंदर प्रभु जी को भी इस तरह से लीवर ट्रांसप्लांट का जरूरत था, और वो लिविंग ट्रांसप्लांट था कि एक व्यक्ति है वो कुछ अपना लीवर का पार्ट दे रहे हैं आपको।
So usually when someone needs that, there may be one or two like relatives or somebody that will volunteer to give their liver.
तो ज्यादातर कोई,
It takes a long time to do.
तो ये कोई छोटा बात नहीं है, और ज्यादातर कोई बहुत घनिष्ठ रिश्तेदार होता है वो ऐसा सहयोग पाता है, क्योंकि खुद को ठीक होने में भी उसके बाद बहुत समय लग जाता है।
They had like 30 devotees who were volunteering their livers.
समय 30
saying, who is this guy? You never heard of such a thing before.
तो हमारे तरह 30 भक्तों ने वॉलेंटियर किया कि हम इस सेवा के लिए तैयार हैं, ऐसा कभी सुना नहीं था पहले।
And so one devotee gave his liver after they checked, and both of them are fine now.
और फिर एक भक्त ने उनको दिया और अभी वो दोनों सही हैं।
And the insurance paid for everything. Special mercy.
तो ये विशेष कृपा भक्त था। So here the devotee is asking, with all respects and humility, Maharaj, I want to submit inquiry that did you no, it's not it. Sorry, I go to the next question. Hare Krishna Maharaj, I have great desire to stay in Vrindavan and Govardhan and do bhakti, but my senior are saying not to stay in Vrindavan and stay in local temple and serve. I have intense desire to stay in Vrindavan. तो भक्त का प्रश्न है कि मुझे वृंदावन में रहने का बहुत तीव्र इच्छा है, लेकिन सीनियर भक्त कहते हैं वृंदावन में नहीं रहो, लोकल मंदिर में रहो, तो क्या करना चाहिए?
Well, the temple is the spiritual world.
Yeah.
Every
You can
temple,
make wherever you're worshiping.
तो मंदिर जो है वो आध्यात्मिक जगत है पूरा।
Vrindavan is not really meant for neophyte devotees.
वृंदावन नए भक्तों के लिए उपयुक्त नहीं है।
Vrindavan is meant more for people retiring.
वृंदावन उन लोगों के लिए है जो अभी रिटायर हो रहे हैं एक तरह से।
So I think you should follow the temple authorities.
आपको
You
मंदिर
may
में
think, oh, they just need me to work in their temple, but generally older devotees know what's good for you. And
आपको हो सकता है कि लगे कि ये मंदिर के जो अधिकारी हैं आपसे उनको सेवा लेनी है, इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि नहीं जाओ, लेकिन वास्तविकता में वो सीनियर भक्त आपका अच्छा जानते होंगे।
Haridas Thakur never went to Vrindavan.
श्री हरिदास ठाकुर कभी वृंदावन नहीं गए।
Srivas Thakur never went to
श्रीवास ठाकुर जी भी कभी नहीं गए।
Many of Lord Chaitanya's associates never went to Vrindavan.
श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु के कई सारे पार्षद कभी वृंदावन नहीं गए।
Many devotees also, when they've done service their whole life.
ऐसे कई भक्त हैं जिन्होंने पूरा जीवन भर सेवा किया है, लेकिन
And they, Krishna may be trying to intensify your desire, so you go somewhere else and you serve. You're trying to make that place Vrindavan, and you just think, when will I get to Vrindavan? Madhavinda Puri, at the end of his life, he was crying, when will I get Mathura? I never got to Mathura, I never got to.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं कि तो हो सकता है भगवान आपकी इच्छा को और तीव्र करना चाह रहे हैं, तो जिस भी स्थान में रहें वहां पर आप उसको वृंदावन बनाने की कोशिश कीजिए और हमेशा ये सोचते रहिए कि कब मैं वृंदावन जाऊंगा। श्रील माधवेंद्र पुरी जो है वो अपने जीवन के अंत में यही सोचते थे कि मुझे वृंदावन, मुझे मथुरा जाना है।
Yeah, you have to be qualified to go and live in Vrindavan. The qualification is that you've done a lot of service. You're mature and you're fixed up in your devotional service.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं हमें वृंदावन जाने के लिए योग्यता होनी चाहिए। भक्ति में हमने खूब सारी सेवा की है और हम उतना भी मैच्योर और समझदार हो गए हैं भक्ति में, तो ये योग्यता चाहिए।
Vrindavan is not a place for neophytes.
वृंदावन नए भक्तों के लिए स्थान नहीं है।
Talk about going to state Govardhan. That's very extreme, There's not a lot of people around Govardhan.
और जो आप गोवर्धन में रहने की बात कर रहे हैं वो भी एक एक्सट्रीम स्थिति की बात कर रहे हैं।
What are you going to do there?
आप गोवर्धन जाके रहोगे तो करोगे क्या वहाँ?
So you're definitely better to stay in the local temple, work there and get trained up in devotional service.
तो ज्यादा अच्छा होगा कि आप लोग और भक्ति में ट्रेनिंग लीजिए, अच्छे से प्रचार कीजिए।
Go ahead.
Thank you. The next question devotee has asked, how senior devotee should deal to junior? Because there are sometimes when seniors to junior to let them come to the right track. So how I should deal to junior so that junior not left bhakti because of hard words and I make junior for progress him in bhakti. तो भक्त का प्रश्न है कि एक सीनियर भक्त होने के नाते मुझे क्या करना चाहिए कि जूनियर भक्त को मैं क्योंकि सही रास्ते पे लाने के लिए डांटता हूँ, तो ऐसा क्या करूँ कि वो भाग न जाए भक्ति से और मैं उसको भक्ति में आता भी रहूँ।
Generally, seniors have to be merciful in dealing with juniors.
ज्यादातर वरिष्ठ भक्तों को जूनियर भक्तों से व्यवहार में बहुत कृपालु होना चाहिए।
The juniors today in the future will become the seniors.
क्योंकि वो जूनियर आगे जाके सीनियर बनेंगे।
We have to deal with them respectfully and help them in their devotional service so they can progress nicely.
तो हमें आदर के साथ उनसे व्यवहार करना चाहिए, उनको मदद करना चाहिए ताकि कृष्ण भक्ति में आगे बढ़ पाएं।
We want the juniors also to become like seniors.
तो हम जूनियर्स को भी चाहते हैं कि एक दिन वो भी सीनियर्स बनेंगे।
Shiva Karunika. You know that verse? Who spoke that? Kapila. Repeat, everybody. Shiva Karunika.
Shiva Karunika.
Who knows what that means? Tolerance and mercy. And then Surida Sarva Bhutana. Surida Sarva Bhutana. What does that mean? Best friend of everyone. You have to be friendly. It's very important in preaching, in marriage, in teaching, everything. Friendship is very important. Even though you may be in a so-called superior position, you have to be friendly.
तो महाराज बता रहे हैं कि मित्रता का मैत्रीपूर्ण भाव बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, चाहे वो विवाह हो, चाहे आप टीचर हो, तो चाहे आप प्रचारक हो, ये मैत्रीपूर्ण भाव बहुत जरूरी है।
What's the next line?
Ajata.
Ajata Shatravat Santu. Doesn't have any enemies. Yudhishthira was called Ajatava. He didn't have any enemies. Ajatava Shatra.
उनका कोई शत्रु नहीं
But
है।
you can say, well, Duryodhana hated Yudhishthira. Duryodhana hated Yudhishthira.
दुर्योधन जो है वो युधिष्ठिर से
Like he had enemies.
ईर्ष्या करते थे,
But he didn't think of himself as the enemy.
लेकिन
This is my enemy.
युधिष्ठिर महाराज किसी को अपना शत्रु नहीं समझते थे।
And then Sadhubhushan, decorated with all the qualities of the sadhu.
और एक साधु के सभी गुणों से
Saint Francis of Assisi said, we should always be preaching.
तो हमें हमेशा प्रचार करना चाहिए।
Christian saint Prabhupada said he's self-realized. And sometimes we might have to talk.
और हमें हमेशा अपने आचार से प्रचार करना चाहिए, लेकिन कुछ बार हमें बोलना चाहिए सिर्फ।
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Time.
Time for Aarti. Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. Thank you for all the questions.
Thank you, Maharaj. So we want to thank Maharajas for their wonderful nectarian answers by loudly chanting together, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I met one Indian man, a young guy, some kind of engineer, I guess. He said he was going to make an AI Krishna.
एक मैं इंजीनियर को मिला, यंग एआई कृष्णा बनाना चाहते हैं।
And I thought, what sounds a little bit like.
मैंने कहा ये कैसी बात है।
But the idea was, you could ask any question,
लेकिन उसका आइडिया ये था कि उनसे आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं
and this Krishna would tell you the Bhagavad Gita verse and answers your question.
और वो कृष्ण जो है आपको भगवत गीता के श्लोक से आंसर देंगे, एआई वाले कृष्ण।
And the more I read Bhagavad Gita, I see that the answer to every question is not technical questions, like how to fix your computer or something, but the basic questions about life. Everything is answered.
तो अगर आप भगवत गीता को पढ़ेंगे तो
Again and again.
उसमें हर तरह के जो बेसिक प्रश्न है जीवन के, उनका उत्तर है, बार बार दिया गया है।
Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
His Holiness Srila Pravichandra Swami Maharaj ki, His Holiness Srila Bhakti Vigna Vinash Narasimha Swami Maharaj ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki,